I'm 4-1 meteorologist Kim Adams. Another cold afternoon and a frigid night ahead. Right now, temperatures are in the teens, but wind chills in the single digits. I'll have your forecast coming up.
On the coldest day of the year, you might drive by this vehicle and not realize this is the home of a veteran who is now run out of gas and therefore out of heat. We are embedded with a group of people who are looking for folks like this so they can be kind.
Also, first at 4, big bonuses for thousands of auto workers. We're going to talk about a new annual report that is a win-win situation and a new twist in a big scandal on Capitol Hill. Congressman George Santos steps back but won't step down. What voters in his district are saying today about his future. It's all next, first at 4.
Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
Good afternoon, I'm Karen Drew. We do have breaking news as prosecutors in New Mexico officially filed charges against actor Alec Baldwin. Now, the information on the charges is just coming into the newsroom. Baldwin and the person in charge of weapons on the Rust movie set are now officially charged with involuntary manslaughter. You may recall cinematographer Helena Hutchins died after being shot on the movie set back in 2021. We are expecting to see more evidence that led to the charges. Both Baldwin and the other defendant, Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, have maintained their innocence. We'll be getting new information in the next 60 minutes, and we'll have an update on Local 4 News at 5. All right, let's talk about that weather. We were coasting along for a little bit with that fairly mild temperature until now. Today, we are in a bitter cold snap that you can feel in your bones if you spend time outside. Here's a live look at downtown Detroit. Don't let that sun fool you. It does feel nice, obviously, to see it out there, but temperatures are below freezing. Kim Adams is standing by to see how cold it could get tonight. I was outdoors shooting a story, Kim. My face hurt.
Yes, I know. That sunshine is a little deceiving because you think, oh, it looks like a nice warm day. No, and you only need to be outside for 5 to 10 minutes before you really start to feel it. If you're out for 20, you are at risk of frostbite. So it is one of those afternoons. It's going to be one of those nights tonight. 10 is the current wind chill in Pontiac. This is what it feels like. 5 in Ann Arbor, 8 in Howell. Tomorrow we start out the day cold once again with a morning low of 8. Now this morning we were at 5 degrees, so this is slightly warmer, but I mean when we're talking a matter of degrees here, 5 or 8 does not matter. It is still dangerously cold tomorrow morning. Now we will have a lot of sunshine. The difference tomorrow is we'll get up to 24 degrees. Today we only made it into the upper teens, so slightly warmer tomorrow with the help of all that sunshine. Then we'll have a brief warm up, it looks like, for Thursday, and then even colder than today on Friday. I'll have more on the coldest night of the week ahead coming up in your forecast.
All right, thank you, Kim. In other news today, a Michigan State football player avoids jail time, but will have to offer an apology for his part in that tunnel skirmish at the Big House last fall. Defensive back Kari Crump was originally charged with felony assault, but took a plea deal for misdemeanor assault and battery. Today, a judge sentenced him to 1 year of probation and 80 hours of community service. The agreement also requires Crump to write a letter of apology to a Michigan player who was assaulted last fall. Once Crump finishes probation, the law does allow the charges to be wiped from his record. Well, it's a win-win situation for General Motors. The auto giant has exceeded Wall Street expectations, and it's putting some big bucks in workers' bank accounts. GM is reporting about $157 billion in revenue. That is a record high. That includes a profit of $9.9 billion for last year. That money trickles down to many hourly employees who will receive profit-sharing checks of more than $12,700. More than 42,000 employees are in line for those bonuses. Business editor Rob Maloney will dig into what is next for General Motors, the challenges ahead, and how the company is responding. His special report tonight at 5. House Republicans are breathing a sigh of relief today after one of their own takes a step back during an ongoing political scandal. You've probably heard about New York Congressman George Santos, who has been under fire, under investigation, even parodied on Saturday Night Live. Kimberly Gill, live in the newsroom with Santos, did today. Kim.
Karen, good afternoon. Today, the Republican congressman, I should say, says he's temporarily stepping down from his 2 congressional committees until some of the questions surrounding him and his campaign are resolved. The announcement comes the day after Santos had a private meeting with House Speaker Kevin McCarthy. Santos was assigned to lower profile committees involving small businesses plus science, space, and technology. But Democrats have been livid as McCarthy denied some assignments to their members while allowing Santos to serve when he's under investigation. Santos is facing numerous questions over his personal finances, campaign finances, and apparent lies about his resume and family background. Santos has said he won't resign. The House Speaker has refused to join the calls for Santos to step down. Here's a comment Speaker McCarthy made today.
The voters have elected him. He'll have a voice here in Congress, and until he answers all those questions, then at that time, he'll be able to be seated on committee.
A new poll in the New York district that Santos represents shows he's lost the support of most voters there. The survey was done a week ago and shows 78% who responded want him to step down. It also looks as if he's losing the confidence of his own party. 71% of the respondents who identify as Republican also say Santos should resign. Karen, we'll be keeping an eye on those investigations. For now, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right. Thank you, Kim. Well, our big cold snap signals the beginning of a mad rush to turn simple kindness into life-saving services. Today, Paula Tutman and photojournalist Joel Dean are embedded with a nonprofit that actively searches for homeless people, trying to keep them safe. Paula Tutman joins us now live from St. Clair Shores to show us exactly what she saw today. A tough day out there, Paula.
Yeah, it really is. Hi, Kim. Hi, everybody. Excuse me. Karen, it's that cold out here. Hi, Karen. Kim Adams, meteorologist, was talking about the wind chill, and my partner and I can feel every single one of those digits. The difference is we are dressed warmly. We can duck inside a warm car or a warm building. My brain is actually frozen. It's just that cold out here. And this is why we have to think about the people who can't get into safety. At Motor City Mitten Missions, St. Clair Shores kitchen headquarters, the day starts preparing food for people who are homeless. This is a regular drill no matter what the thermometer says, but on days like today, when the temperature started off in the single digits, the work is even more critical. It goes from simple care and kindness to potentially life-saving.
A lot of people don't have shelter right now.
The van is loaded and they're off.
Yeah, what's up, buddy?
They pass no one. A short jog from the Detroit Golf Club, a care package is left for a man who has left his home for a brief moment, his home beneath the snow cap of a truck that appears to only work to provide shelter. They leave food, warmth, and a bus pass. They know the signs and signals most of us miss.
Sometimes it's what they're wearing, as far as like there's certain coats. Also with the type of backpacks that people are carrying, if they have multiple bags.
Off of McNichols, you might be driving and miss the glint of color on the sidewalk. That's someone's home.
Got some food for you. Hey. You all right?
Stephen has served his country.
Was in during the Vietnam War.
He owned a business.
It was a home care agency. How ironic, huh?
But lost everything after a stroke. He's not even sure how. Everything but his vehicle. This is his home, and last night his home ran out of gas, which means he lost heat.
This is something that I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. You know, because this is really terrible.
When we met him, the temperature had finally crept up to 18 degrees.
That's a long drive from where she came, you know, and I really do appreciate it.
Motor City Mitten Mission gets him gas and gets him going. And then they keep going because there are more people to be found.
Most of the people, too, that we do engage with on a regular basis, we are trying to connect them with housing services or with mental health services, substance abuse treatment, and medical services.
Hey, Karen, I don't know if you could tell how Stephen was talking. He was freezing. By the time they got to him this morning, he was freezing. Thank goodness they got to him, and they're already back out there at it. Thank goodness, Karen.
Doing such important work, and it is so bitterly, deadly cold out there. So appreciative. Thank you, Paula.